Pickleball League podcast. Presented by Jigsaw Health. It's fun to feel good. And now, your hosts, Ashley LaRue and the Orchard Security Guy.
Hello, Arizona Pickleball family. I am Patrick Sullivan Jr. sitting in today for Ashley LaRue alongside the OSG Orchard Security Guy. How was your weekend?
Weekend was fantastic. We recapped a bunch of stuff with the dogs, of course, but also, if you remember, we had the additional lights that we put in, 7 of them.
Yes.
And we were a little nervous. We did the testing, of course, with the temperature maybe raising, maybe not. But we didn't have the 126 people in here, which does make a difference when you have the people in
Sure
and
does.
the lights.
Sure does.
Well, what that does with the nylon can potentially have a sagging effect. And so I was a little nervous during the last Tuesday night that net may drop a little bit, a couple millimeters, and then our measurements are off. But come to find out, we were okay at 126, but they did say it at like 142-ish. You will see that fall down. So we should be good for the season.
That's great to know for all of you Tuesday Night Pickleball fans. Our C&D pickleball net will be at the appropriate heights, which are
36 on the ends, 34 in the middle.
Well, we are excited to bring with us today the newest member of the Gilbert Gladiators. Say hello, Arielle Butler.
Hello.
Arielle, it's so good to have you here. We're so excited to have you as a part of the Arizona Pickleball League. Have you had a chance to meet your other teammates yet?
Yes, I actually got to come in, I guess it was about 2.5, 3 weeks ago now, and get some good practice in women's and mixed and meet the whole team. And it was awesome. And I actually got to hang out with one of my teammates at the APP Atlanta tournament this past weekend too.
Do you remember their names, all of their names so far?
I do. Do I need to recite them in alphabetical order?
Yes, please.
Oh, no. Wait, who comes first?
And where are they from?
Well, Ashley Candelaria, I'll help you with that one. However, it's a really tough trick because the next one would be Augustus,
Right.
Augie. And then the third,
ASAU.
that's right, is Craig. Craig Johnson, formerly of the Tempe Tornadoes, now moved over to the Gilbert Gladiators. So you've got all those names. That's 3 A's and a C. I've never really done that
Love
much
it.
alphabetication.
Alphabetication.
But when I do alphabetication, I like to do it in the proper order.
I like that.
Does alphabetication come into play with any security items?
Sometimes at the door, you might run into a little alphabetication.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually not.
That makes sense. Well, we're going to get to know Arielle a little bit better, but first let's do a quick recap of week 1. The Scottsdale Scorchers faced off against the Peoria Pythons, a rematch of the Season 1 Orchard Championship Cup. And I want to tell you, Scorchers came out hot, but Pythons said no, no, no. They gave the and Pythons played exceptionally good. Do you want to recap our scores for us, OSG?
Well, like you said, Scorchers came out hot 15-8 in the first quarter.
First game.
First game, excuse me. And then went on a tear 15-2, which then we had our first
Set breaker.
set breaker,
Whew.
which goes to 5, right?
Yep. Got to
And
win
so
by 1.
Pythons won 5-3 to go take basically a 1-0 lead. Third quarter, 15-5.
Yeah, 15-5. The women's match, the Pythons ladies played really solid.
They played
Rachel
really good.
Retger and Lauren Mercado came out. I mean, they got the nerves out by game 3, and they played exceptional.
And then basically the fourth one with the men, it was 10-5. And you're thinking, okay, we're all done. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was 10-5 Scorchers.
Yes.
Yeah, we thought we might get to another set breaker.
15-13.
Yeah, that's how we end. Pythons
We almost
on top.
went to another set breaker. So what was really cool is all the way up to the very end, we didn't know who was going to win.
Yeah. Arielle, what do you think about the new game set match scoring format here at the Orchard, that team scoring?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think I like it even a little bit more than the quarters from the last season. I like traditional scoring over rally if it's an option. If it's not an option, that's okay. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's pretty easy to follow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Why do you like side-out scoring compared to rally scoring as a player?
I think the main difference is the third shots and shot selection. I think even in a league like Major League Pickleball, you see a lot of missed third shots or fifth shots that in a traditional tournament format or in the Arizona Pickleball League might not count against you. But in that case, it really makes you think hard about, what kind of shot you need to hit.
Yeah. With MLP, every shot counts, and there is a pro to that, but there's also a con to that. And some of the players that we've talked to, it's sort of like, well, it's nice to be able to have the ability to try to be more aggressive when we have the serve. So the, quote, traditional side-out scoring method. And it's something interesting, I think, that we have seen. We only have now 1 point of data, week 1, week 2, and the rest of the season will give us more data. OSG, what do you think after seeing the side-out game set match scoring format for week 1?
Well, to Arielle's point, I think you find in like the side out, you go for maybe more drives, you go for different things because it's not much more of a risk than if you rally score and you drive in the net or drive out of bounds, you automatically lose a point. So I definitely like to see that because it's a little more aggressive from the players and trying more things, maybe a little more body shots.
Well, I think that applies to serves as well. Even this last Major League Pickleball event, some of the players that typically go for a lot on their serve, whether that's power, spin, whatever, kind of tend to take a little bit off than they typically would if you weren't going to lose a point for missing your serve.
So, yeah, it's sort of rally scoring can create a little bit more conservatism. So, new question. Arielle, what do you do when you're not playing pickleball?
Sleep, eat. No, well, I have a lot of other pickleball adjacent jobs.
Yeah.
As you know, working with Boxcar Productions, which we just finished up in Atlanta about a week ago. And then I also work for Zane Navratil. So when I'm not working, sleeping, or eating, like to hang out with my boyfriend Kyle, hang out with our cat, and watch a lot of documentaries and sports shows and whatever.
So Boxcar Productions, for those of you that don't know, is the leading pickleball production company. Kyle Salenko, your boyfriend, is one of the co-founders of that, along with Randy Coleman. And they have been pushing the boundaries of pro pickleball productions for the last, since 2020, right?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years, 3.5 years. And so you guys really... kudos to the whole MLP crew. I know it's more than just the three of you. Kudos to the whole Boxcar crew for this last MLP. The production was fantastic. It was spot on. The camera quality, picture quality looked fantastic. The replays were on point. And shout out to all the broadcasters, commentators as well. It's not easy to be a broadcaster and keep it interesting for several hours.
I wouldn't trade with them.
And you ran the grandstand court, correct?
I did.
So that was your court for 3 days in a row?
Yes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
How long does it take to set up the grandstand court?
Well, if we didn't have to disassemble everything at nighttime, because we like to protect our equipment outdoors, it would take a lot less time. But typically, we arrive every morning at least 3.5 hours before start time. For grandstand court in particular, it's not as involved. So 2 hours about every morning, and then about an hour of tear down after production ends.
So at MLP, one of the shots heard around the world was when Zane Navratil said that Rachel Rohrbacher, thank you, was Rafa Hewitt's daddy. Did you write that line for him?
I did not.
No, you did not.
Didn't know that one was coming.
You were on the grandstand court. Did you hear it happen, or did you have to find out later that
I
day?
did hear it over the PA.
Oh,
I
you
think
did?
I was on a break, actually, because, my match ended a little bit early, and that was at the end of their match, and I think that was after... Is that after a Dream Breaker? I'm not for sure. I had some time to walk over there because I wanted to check on how Zane was doing, and I did get to hear that infamous line now.
OSG, you watched MLP, didn't you? A couple week and a half ago?
Yes, there were some great games. I really enjoyed some of the overtimes and some of the match breakers. That was fantastic. I did have a question, like, for your guys when you guys did practice. Have you played with Ashley or Craig?
You're going way back. I had one more question that I wanted to ask you, because a lot of people don't know this about the OSG, but he is actually a part-time fashion consultant. And I was wondering if you had any thoughts on the Orlando Squeeze's orange creamsicle uniforms. What did you think about that?
Well, first of all, I just want to make sure they're legal. The orange, of course, looked pretty good. I'm not sure I look good in that orange, but maybe it kind of reminds me of the orange jumpsuit days, and that just brings me back to a time, Patrick, where it just it was a tough time.
I was wondering if the Orlando Squeeze figured if they wore orange, they would be more on the MLP referees' good side, because, of course, the MLP referees are wearing orange as well, and they thought they might have sort of that common denominator in place.
Favoritism.
I didn't think about that.
That, or it might be because they're all big fans of the orange-flavored Jigsaw pickleball cocktail.
Yes.
That could be it as well.
I don't think anybody cramped on the Orlando Squeeze.
I did not see it.
Not that I know of.
So Jigsaw Health delivers a championship for the Orlando Squeeze.
Well done.
Pretty much.
Any pre-game ritual? Oh, let's go back to OSG's question. Playing with Ashley.
Yes. So have you played with any of the three before?
Before
Augie,
a few
Craig,
weeks ago?
or Ashley? Yes.
No, I hadn't.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about where you like to play. Like for women's, you like to play on the left, you like to play on the right, and then what maybe you guys have found that's kind of been helpful. I know you haven't decided yet.
Right.
But
we have decided I am playing with Ashley. 100%.
That's a good decision.
That's a good one.
I think so too.
She's a great player.
I'll call that
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which side?
Yeah, women's doubles. I'm a little more comfortable on the right side. Working on playing the left side is something I'm actually really focused on right now in training sessions. But we tried a lot of different things when I came down and practiced with Ashley. I think what we probably are leaning to would be me on the right side, her on the left side. A lot of that is just her length. I mean, she's so tall and long, and she has great hands and just huge reach. So I think that's a huge advantage from the left side. She can get her big forehand in the middle, and she's great up the line on the backhand too. So I think that's probably what we might be looking at. But depending on the situation or the matchup with the opponents, maybe we go the other way a little bit. Maybe we play some straight up.
Now, do you have a favorite shot or one that you really like?
Yeah, probably. I guess, especially from the right side, I don't know, I like to roll my top spin, third shot drop.
Okay. And then how about the guys so far? You've tried out Craig and Augie.
Yeah,
Augie's left-handed, so has that been a challenge, or are you pretty close to deciding on that too?
It's a fun challenge. I like to try to play the left side. Yeah, we kind of tried out every combination a few weeks ago, and I think they all went pretty well. So, it might be kind of a game time decision what we go with.
And who's your general manager?
Mike Givens.
Okay.
When we first assembled the teams for season 2, we asked around to a number of the players because we worked in combination with the players, general managers, and the many players who applied to be in the league. We kind of went through a long process saying, well, what if we put this player with this player, and who likes playing right side and left side? And I was very happy that a number of the players looked at the final roster for season 2 and said, I don't know that there's a favorite here. However, I will say that someone has recently said to me, I think Gladiators might be the team to beat this season. How do you feel about that?
Was it my mom?
No, it was not your mom, although it's always good to have your mother cheering for you.
Absolutely. What was the question again?
Well, do you feel like Gladiators could be the team to beat this season?
I do.
You do?
I really do.
Really?
I feel pretty confident. I really like our team.
Okay. Strong.
I think we're versatile. I don't know. I don't think we have a lot of weaknesses.
There's not a lot of weaknesses in the Arizona Pickleball League.
For sure.
And it is definitely going to come down to every game. All 4 games really matter. Just like last week in week 1, we had game 4 stuck at 13-13, and had the Scorchers won, it would have pushed to a set breaker. Had the Scorchers won that set breaker to 5, it could have pushed to a match breaker. I predict that we will get a set breaker or a match breaker at least 50% of the time. So far, we're 1 for 1. How is your singles game looking right now, Arielle?
It's all right. I practice sometimes.
Sometimes. Now, you have a tennis background, correct?
I do. Yeah.
Played college tennis at?
A school called Harding University. It's a Division II school in Arkansas.
Okay, and so anybody with that kind of college tennis pedigree probably feels pretty comfortable in pickleball singles?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. So do you feel like Gladiators might have an edge on any of the other teams with singles?
Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know if I know quite enough about the personnel of all the other teams or just all the other players, but I feel like we should have a pretty strong single showing just based on our makeup.
Now, the one thing from last week, the Pythons had 2 brand new girls that have not experienced cold sparks, intros, 120 some people here staring at you, lights dimmed, all the attention on you.
National anthem, representing your country, going for gold.
Have any of the players said anything to you about kind of the start of the match and what it feels like? And
not really.
It's going to be interesting to see how you, after you go through what you feel like.
Yeah.
How, if you're a first server or what happens, first returner. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'll try not to miss.
Well, just so that you're aware, it is a different kind of place to play. And I think that's what we feel like is so special about the Orchard at Jigsaw Health. And we're so happy to see, people that have played big-time matches come in and feel those jitters again. And we want, actually, you as players to feel that because we know that's part of the experience.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Good. Well, you and Kyle, you've been here to Tuesday Night Pickleball last year. And was it earlier this year, I think?
Earlier this year.
Yeah,
back
that's
in
right.
The spring.
Yeah, back in the spring. Okay, because you guys were because Boxcar was in Arizona. So you did get to see a lot of the pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Have you figured out sort of your walkout move yet?
I have been thinking about it. I'm not going to lie. I think I've got it.
I will need to see that just from a standpoint
do these
of
have to be
making sure
pre-approved?
Yes. I don't want anybody hurt in the audience or anything. Just want to make sure everything's okay.
Okay. No one should be in danger.
Well, speaking of danger, let's talk about the infamous paddle throw heard round the world, the pickleball world. Arielle Butler, memes of pickleball famous, from a Gamma Classic tournament where the indoor humidity was about 95%. And if I'm not mistaken, we have a clip available to run on the podcast. RJ, if you've got this, let's run it. So here we are, Arielle did not like her dink and just tosses the paddle.
Hey.
Look at that thing running.
I haven't watched that in a while.
RJ, give it to us one more time. No, because Arielle. Oh, look at. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you can tell what really happens, right?
Yep.
no.
What happened?
What a slip.
What a slip.
Oh, yeah. My overgrip was really affected by that indoor humidity,
Yeah.
and it just flew right out from underneath me.
So you were
Almost
obviously
hit the
angry
ref.
at yourself, and you were kind of giving a dadgummit.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, the paddle just
swat in the
kept
air.
going on the dadgummit.
Yeah, it almost hit the ref, which would have been very, very bad.
Did you get a penalty at all for that?
I got a warning.
A warning.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was fair.
Yeah.
I
Did
don't
you-
disagree.
What happened in the rest of that match? Did you win that game?
Yeah, like almost right after that happened.
Oh, so
actually.
you
we
just-
were up
Yeah.
by 4 points maybe at the
Okay.
time. We'd let them go on a little run, and I made the same mistake 2 points in a row, which is why I was frustrated.
Yes.
So right after that, we called a timeout, got the ball back, and then it was championship point, and we won. So
Nice. So you kind of fired yourself up.
I guess so, in a way.
Yeah. Any security concerns after seeing some aggression like that, OSG?
Well, I've already talked to Leslie and the umpire staff. Showed him the video. We went through it. We analyzed it. So we'll do a paddle check for you. I'll
Thanks.
double check whatever you have on there to make sure it still makes the weight limit. We obviously check for DLAM and those things, but I will check the grip and make sure you're okay with that too.
Appreciate that.
What paddle are you playing with tomorrow?
I'm playing with the Gamma Obsidian.
Okay, beautiful.
That's not the paddle that
no,
was thrown.
I don't imagine that.
I got
made it.
sponsored by Gamma after that
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
at their tournament.
They're like, next time, Arielle, we want you to throw a Gamma.
Exactly.
Well, we love Gamma Pickleball. They're one of our sponsors here. Gamma Pickleball, Gamma Pickleball camps never stop playing. They got camps all over the United States. And if you're looking to up your game, go to Gamma Pickleball camps. Are you involved in those at all? Do you ever get to go to Gamma Pickleball camps?
Not at the moment. I'm hoping to in the future, though.
Fantastic. That's amazing. How about any pre-game rituals that you may have?
Nothing too specific. I like to listen to music, chill out. Nothing too crazy.
Any pre-game hydration you like to do?
The Jigsaw Health Electrolyte Supreme Fruit Punch flavor.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, you and me and Kyle and Ashley had the chance to play here maybe like last October or something like that. And you've obviously had a chance to play here as well. What do you think of the pickle roll surface? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty consistent overall. I mean, there might be a few like bounces you might not get on a traditional outdoor court, but it's really not bad at all.
Yeah, the thing that I have found in talking to other players is that it's a 2 out of 5 speed, which means it has a lot of grit. And essentially, think of it like how a gritty paddle will respond to spin. Well, the court responds to spin as well. So some of these courts that if you go to where I don't know what their number is, if they're a 3 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5, but they just don't have near as much grit, playing on the pickle roll at the Orchard kind of provides an extra level of difficulty because the court is more active. And I find well, one, it's a great court because it's so grippy. The shoes that I have right now, I probably should have changed them a month ago, but they still are gripping to the pickle roll. So I'm like, well, I'll get new shoes next week or, maybe the week after. So, but that's a funny thing is the spin can definitely play a factor. And I think that a lot of the teams have been practicing more here at the Orchard, which we, highly encourage. I know the Gladiators, you guys have a practice this afternoon. Scorchers had a practice this morning. OSG, any sort of predictions for tomorrow's match?
I kind of agree with you. I think there'll be a set breaker or two. But I'm expecting another close, at least one or two really close games, 15-13, 15-12. That was 11-13 on that last game that we were talking about, and then they kind of held them in 15-13. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of really close games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. The thing that, Scorchers are down 0-1, but they just played last week. So any of those sort of week one, first time playing at the Orchard jitters are now gone. Scorchers have a little bit of a leg up on the Gladiators. Gladiators have, Augie actually did play one game for the Gladiators last year, so he's played here. Obviously, Craig and Ashley played a lot of games last year, so you're kind of the new kid. It's all on you, Arielle. Your team's going to really be counting on you
pressure.
To clear out those jitters, to get going, and just focus on the match. And we hope we see a great match tomorrow.
Me too.
The security dogs are going a little crazy. Is there anything we need to take a look at here? Do we have an
Christian,
intruder
everything
alert?
okay over there? I mean, they usually don't do that unless somebody's in the. Yeah, just take a peek. Okay. They probably ran.
Yeah, with a bark like that. I mean, that's a 9-pound Aussie Doodle that's going to really do some bad things to.
Take your finger off.
That's right, to your knees and below. OSG, what do you say? Should we close that up for week 1, week 2 preparation?
I think we can.
Pre-game, week 2, close.
Pickleballers, many of you have asked about this blue star right here and its meaning. And, well, some of you may say it's a symbol of heroism for what I did and the life I saved. But to me, it's just doing my job to serve and protect. Ben Johns, well, he's fine. He's still the #1 non-cramper, pickleball, cocktail, electrolyte drinker on tour. So next time you're out there on the court just playing some rec games or a tournament, it's okay to try to do a Burt. Be a hero. Earn that blue star and take down the bad guys. But don't forget to look at your opponent after that clean winner and say, bring me the jigsaw. Until the next episode.